After 3 years and 3 seasons, Ted Lasso has finally come to an end. Yeah, this has been a rough week for me, guys. Like, two of my favorite shows are ending in the same week. Full Success and now this. Man, what am I gonna do with myself? I've had some problems with, the pacing and plotting of season 3, but I feel like, with these past few episodes, definitely like the last 4 episodes of the season, they've really toned the ship around. And episodes 11 and 12 were definitely the best episodes of the season, though Amsterdam is very good as well. So I guess those are my top three. Let's just talk about episode 11 first, and then I'll move on to the series finale. Episode 11 was great. Like, they had so many funny moments. The football scenes were engaging, and it just kind of has all the elements that made Ted Lasso so fun to watch at the beginning. I love the character development of pretty much everybody in this episode, from Jamie to Roy to Ted. It's great. Nate and Beald had that great scene together, and the story pushes forward in a quick yet natural way. It doesn't seem rushed, doesn't seem plotting. It's great. It's back on track. I love Jamie's like development in episode 11. He has some great scenes with his mom, who doesn't really seem old enough to be his mom. I get to look inside of the mentality of him. But also, the funny scene was he has a poster of not only a young Roy Kent, but a young Keeley on his wall, which I thought was really funny. I love the relationship between Ted and his mom as it was explored in this episode. That was the real highlight for me. And how, first of all, the mom is the mom from Freaks and Geeks. Great casting there. I love that. Second of all, he finally gets to share his grievances about how she was after the dad died and how she kind of acted like everything was fine, but it wasn't, and how that really shaped his personality, the good and the bad. Like that scene with them at the end was just beautifully written. And Ted finally decides, like, he has to be there for his own son. So he decides to quit the team, which is where we enter episode 12, where the majority of the episode is spent, saying goodbye to these characters and the final match against West Ham to get to the Premier Championship League, which I understand, Ted. It's very complicated, and I don't get it, which is a really funny scene from the episode. And that final match with them against West Ham, where Rupert completely embarrasses himself in front of everybody. You even feel bad for that coach who, until then, has seen as this asshole, but you get to empathize with him in that moment because Rupert is a big ol' asshole. It's really good moment, and I like how the last thing we see of Rupert is him walking off ashamed. Like, that's a character. Anthony Head does such a great job of making that character so unlikable, considering he himself is known for playing very likable, loving characters. I like how the Keeley, Roy, Jamie dynamic, the love triangle was solved. They stop fighting over her, and she's like, I don't want to be with either of you. And that's kind of it. And, good on you, Keeley. Like, I feel like the whole series, he had to be with the character. Like, she moved straight on from Jamie to Roy, straight on from Roy to Jack. Maybe she just have time for herself for a little bit. Rebecca goes through this episode thinking whether or not she should sell the entire team or just 49% of the team, and she ends up deciding to just do the 49% so she could keep being there because she realizes, like, this is her family now. It's a very sweet moment. And, as much as I would have liked the show to go on for more seasons, I feel like Ted's arc has reached its natural conclusion, with him able to move on from his childhood trauma and the relationship with his wife to just focus on his son and be there for him. It's a great ending, and I love the final scene at the airplane with him and Rebecca. And the thing I liked about the match too is it was great. It didn't matter if they won or lost because, like Ted Lasso said, like they tried their best and they did it. But the fact that they did won, very epic. Like I was so invested into it. Like I felt like Dr. Sharon watching it at home. That was me watching it at my home, which I did like how they included because it kind of shows the voyeurism. So yeah, this is one of those rare sitcom series finales where everything gets tied up in a satisfying way. It wasn't like Seinfeld where they all got arrested for some reason. It was more like Parks and Rec finale where everybody has a happy ending, but it's well resolved. It doesn't seem ham-fisted or like overly indulgent. It like the because the characters have grown a lot through the series. Specifically Nate and Rebecca and Ted and Jamie. Like yeah, they all got a good ending and they deserved it. Now like I said with Succession, I'll miss the show. I'll miss Ted Lasso a lot. Um, and at the same time, I'm very glad it's ending because it's rather to die Breaking Bad than to live long enough to see yourself become the X-Files. Better to die in Avatar The Last Airbender than to live long enough to see yourself become SpongeBob. And what a great thing in this modern era of television. 10 years ago, so successful as Ted Lasso, the networks would never have let them end. They would have been pumping out season after season forever until people got tired of it and stopped watching it. But I like how networks are more willing to let shows end at their natural spot because, like I said, great shows know when to stop. So yeah, I've enjoyed all 3 seasons of Ted Lasso. Season 3 was a little bit rough, but they turned it around. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments below. Is this one of the greatest sitcoms of all time? I'd say so. Definitely the best sitcom of the 2020s so far. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, peace and believe.